my name is Toby. Sir, my question is concerning finance. I'm sure everybody at one point felt that the drumming was not really enough to feed them.
Wait. How many people are in this same bracket? Finance. Don't be shameful. Ask.
So, sir, my question is this. Your journey, was there any point where, like, I have to do something else to support? And what did you do? Did you diversify into another thing, or you kept pushing with the music?
I love this question, man. I think all of us should answer so that we can just have like practical examples. I will say my own quick. My parents never wanted me to do music, not till maybe last year or last 2 years, that they believed that this music would be something, right? So literally, I was on my own, lone rider. When I moved to the UK, obviously, nobody know me now, and stuff like that. I worked in a warehouse. Are you listening? I offloaded trailer and loaded trailer midnight for 12 hours while I was still dropping videos on the internet. Why? I needed something to sponsor this gifting. So I see a lot of people just sit down and they're like, let me keep... oh, Sakpa BMSC. I did that. In fact, let me even just give you a little lowdown so you know where I'm coming from. I did that. I worked in a warehouse for like 3 years. At the same time, I was schooling, right? At the same time, because I wanted to do this thing for real, I told my parents not to sort out anything, accommodation for me. I was living or sleeping in my elder brother's living room for 2 years on the floor. Why? Because it was a one-bed apartment. When I wanted to move to start doing music again, you saw the guy that came here, Sonny John. That's why we're really close like this. I slept on his couch for 3 years because he was living in London and the house was packed. And because that's the only place that I felt like I could find expression. I didn't have money, so I had to sleep on the couch for 3 years. There's a story to all these things. Today, we're giving out Promac in bulk. People see the glory, they don't know the story. Do you understand? So if you're at that phase in life, there's nothing stopping you from doing a side hustle. Derrick Watson, as big as he is, in COVID, started working for DHL. You don't know who Derrick Watson is? He's the touring drummer for Victor Wooten. And he was putting it online, very proud. There is no shame in doing what is legal.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Michael Oloyede. Well, there's nothing in life that we do that economics or finance doesn't come into play. So I've had people ask me, I want to play music, I want to drum. My parent wants me to go to school. I don't want to go to school. I don't want blah, blah, blah. And my advice has always been, man, you need that school. Go to the school. You have enough time to do something else. You can't be practicing for 24 hours a day. The max you would do is 8 hours physically practicing, as actively practicing. So what happens to the remaining? Let's say you sleep for 8 hours and you have another 8 hours. What happens to the other 8 hours? What do you do with it? You understand? So I think we always fall into the trap of, I want to do this thing. This is my desire. This is my passion. And they've sold us lies. Follow your passion. Your passion will give you money. It's a lie. Honestly, let me explain. Follow your passion. Follow your passion. Is your passion meeting any need? For someone to give you money in exchange for it? If it's not, then you're wasting your time. Like what is said in terms of he had to do other things to be able to sponsor his drumming career. You understand? A lot of us, some of us are in college, and after lectures, we go out with friends, we do all sorts of things, and we say, I'm in college, so it's taking more bulk of my time. But I only can testify to you, when I was at Yaba Tech, I only slept on campus just one night. And the reason why I did that was I was very scared of one particular subject that I had to stay over in school to read. guess what? The person I stayed, that I wanted to read along with, we got to the classroom and she said she wanted to sleep. So even staying over in school was futile. But where I'm driving at is, I had enough time to be in school, to practice, and to also work in church. And the thing is, that everything comes in season. If you don't do certain things at the right time, it's still possible at a different season, but you have lots of inertia, if you're into physics, like a force to push for you to be able to do it. And where I'm driving at is, we have enough skills, more than one. Music is just one of our means of expression. If the music is paying your bills right now fully and can give you more than enough, fine. But if you realize that the music presently is not giving you, cannot pay your rent, cannot do certain things, you can, thank God for technology, you can be a graphics designer from the comfort of your home. You can be a producer from the comfort of your home. You can be an event planner from the comfort of your home. You can be a virtual assistant from the comfort of your home. There are so many things you can do in such a way that when you're playing, after playing, you can go back and do also those things. Then from the money, you'll be able to buy time to practice. And you know, the thing is, it's not fair. If anybody tells you life is fair, to be sincere, it's not fair. If he has access, if he has drums at home and he's practicing every day, and it gets better, and he gets paid a lot to do that, what happens? He has enough free time. He can say, okay, I'm only taking 1 gig per week. But in a situation whereby you don't have the access to the drums he has, and you have the same practice time, that means you have to travel, you have to think about what you eat. There's tendency that he gets better. He has the resources for him to get better than you can. And the funniest part is, every day, as we are here, there's somebody practicing somewhere. As we are talking here, there's somebody practicing in one village. So it's a thing in such a way that if you are not careful, a time will come in your life that the 8 hours you have to practice is no longer there. And there are lots of responsibilities calling on you, things pulling you from left, from side. And if you don't have the finances to meet those responsibilities, it eats into your time to develop as a musician. Then before you know it, the story I was telling the other guys in the green room there, if after a while you begin to say, then when I used to play, what happens? Because responsibility has drawn you away from being creative. So you end up giving that time you are meant to spend on music, you end up giving it to making money or doing whatever things to make money. So please, I would like to beg you, you have other skills. For people who know me, yes, a lot of you might know me as a drummer. But right from start, I was into sound, I was into selling things, into so many things, also around music. And not just that alone. I have some other things that it's not quite open to everybody. So if people see me and say, oh, I have this snare drum, I have this.
Can you mention one thing that is not quite open? Just one, sir.
Of the things I do.
That is not open to everybody. That we don't know. That we don't know. Just one, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, it's still around drumming. I'm also into properties. You understand? So, like shares is an open secret. Everybody knows about. So really, the thing is, as a musician, is just one means of expression. Growing up, I'm sure if for those who are parents, if you ask your daughter or son, what do you want to become? They'll probably say, I want to be a teacher. I remember my daughter telling me recently, I want to be a teacher, I want to be a musician. And I told, I want to be a writer. And I said, you can be a writer. A musician is a writer. A doctor can be a writer. That it doesn't stop you, that you can be all of these things. But the thing is, there will always be one that will be so loud and known to everybody. There's this saying that a monkey can only climb one tree. You climb it to the top, then from there it can jump to other trees from the top. So really, don't put yourself in a box that, oh, I'm a drummer. Yes, I'm a drummer. I went to school, I studied music, I did computer science at Yabatech, I studied music at Muzon at Berkeley. So computer science is a different thing. You understand? So there are so many things. If today if there's a decree that says we cannot practice music, there are so many things I can go into. But as musicians, you should be able to Look at yourself. What else are you good at that you can use to make money? That might even aid and speed up your process, your growth in your music, rather than depending on, oh, bros, I beg, give me stick. You can buy stick for yourself. And another profession that falls into this trap is those who are into sports. Football. I play football as well, but not as a career. As I love football, you understand? But I play with people in such that after every training, bros, I beg 200 naira transport money, 100 naira, and I'm like, you can walk. You only train probably 3 times in a week, in the morning and maybe one other day in the evening. What happens to those other days? What are you doing? You're idle. You are doing sporty bet and all of that. So please, there's a lot we can do with our time.
I don't know what you want me to say after Uncle Mike, but I want to go back to that question. That question, I think the answers that have been given kind of broadened it. But the basic question was drummer, like as a drummer, not necessarily as just a musician. And there's a reason why I'm narrowing it down that way, right? If you check Google now and check how much is the worth of the American music industry, you will be seeing like maybe $4-5 billion in 2023. Compared to the industry in Nigeria, it's not even up to 20 million naira yet, dollars yet. We are not even up to, is that 1% now? We are less than 1% of the financial value as an entire industry. Meanwhile, we have more talent. You see where the problem is? That's number one situation. The second situation is that we musicians, we are at the bottom of the food chain. You don't know? In the entire band, who collects the least money? Probably the drummer. The BVs don't wake up now. No good thing come. BVs, they don't scatter them now. So that shows that there's a lot of growth. I want to tell you what I think is the solution. There's a lot of growth that the industry is going through. And when any industry is growing, it means that more services are being needed. More opportunities are coming up. I was having a conversation with somebody in this hall yesterday, and I was telling him, Toby, I don't know if he's there. I was telling him that I personally do not know any show producer in Nigeria. Like musical show producer. I don't know any. Maybe you do. I don't know any. What we have are event planners. We have sound engineers. We have, I've not seen any show, because we are the shows, quite all right, but we are growing to that point. What I'm trying to say is that there are many skills inside the industry that has not found expression yet that you can key into. That in the next 5 years, they will become big, because this industry is growing very big. You don't have to be a drummer always. Are you guys getting what I'm saying? You don't necessarily have to even be a musician always. Doesn't mean you will stop being one, but it doesn't have to be your only identity. Inside the same industry, it's a fast-growing industry, and you can be a part of it in many other ways. I appreciate it when I see drummers or musicians that have transformed into being producers, into A&R, into management, into many other things, inside the same, even into sales. Do you know, Uncle Mike has a store. Uncle Mike's store was like the only place we usually get original stuff from. Uncle Michael, sir. So I just want to advise that don't limit yourself to just that box. Even if you have to be in the music industry, there is a lot of things you can still be. I don't make most of my money playing drums personally, even now. And I still make 90% of my money in music.
Wait. How do you make most of your money? You guys should be asking. I don't understand. That's why we're here. Someone said I don't make most of my money playing drums, and you kept quiet. Only men. How do you make your money?
Okay. Okay. Like Uncle Michael, I have. Sorry, sir. It's very hard. I can't call you by your first name. I'm sorry. So, I have a production company. We we run events. We have a studio. I have a group of background singers. We do a lot of things, and we are so busy that the fact that I'm in Lagos for 3 days now, I've lost a lot of money. That's how busy we are. So maybe that helps. I don't know if that. Maybe the question should be how did it get to that point? But that's not an answer that I can say in one conversation. What I can just tell you is that I thought many years back that I cannot keep being a drummer only. I needed to upsell, so I started adding skills. Some of the things I talked about during my session, I talked about mixing, about all of that. They are not drumming stuff. But these are the things that built up my thirst to learn certain things. If not for the fact that, okay, I mean, this event, the whole event as it is something I can do it like this. But I mean, in terms of the production now, like making it happen from ground up. I have a company, I won't even have to show up. Like, I won't have to be here physically. You guys know what I'm talking about. We've done it many times. So, it started with the knowledge that I cannot keep being a drummer, but I still want to do music. I want to be part of that industry. I want to have my share of it when it becomes $1 billion worth.
All right, I'll be very brief. The bridge between musicians, I'm speaking broadly now, the bridge between musicians and money is discipline. Go ask anywhere. we, and I'm speaking real talk now, we lack discipline. What is discipline? If your church pays you 50K, the moment 50K comes into your account because of Nigeria's economy, the first thing you're thinking about is lifestyle.
Wow.
I want to buy this shoe. I want to use this perfume. I want maybe say if I enter church, make them feel say, or more presence. Forgetting that you need to spend that money back in your craft and increase value. What people that have money pay for is not your gift, it's value.
Yeah.
That's what people, so that's what you should spend a lot of time increasing. I'll give you a practical example. I was in London, Manchester, and then I was there to play for Todd Gilbert. Meanwhile, sidebar, you can be local and still cut international gigs. It's not always greener on the other side. Let me not. Okay. Let's not. So, what am I saying? Travis Green had a gig, and he came with his full band, right? But they still called upon me to play with them at an event. Now, I didn't, yes, full band, drummer, bass player, everybody, full band. What I went there to play was aux keys. So really, if you eliminated me from the equation, he would have still had a very great show. But Travis Green will always want to identify with the brand SMJ. And that's what they pay for. You see what I'm saying? So as a musician, you want to spend time increasing. I'm sure most of us sitting here, if I say open your Instagram page now, you feel most likely be bricklayer. Because there's nothing that speaks about the fact that you're a musician on your page. Oh, the room is quiet. And I never know. I'm saying real talk now. So you want to spend time increasing. People say, you're close to Benjamin, you're close to Benjamin. I'm not close to Benjamin because Benjamin plays for cavemen. Let me give you one of his secrets that I'm not sure any platform, but Benjamin know the like come out. Benjamin wore one particular shoe for 7 years. The room is quiet. I like it. He wore one particular shoe for all the things you are seeing him do now. He practically told me that SMJ, I just started enjoying money 2 years ago. Do you see? But I was privy to go into Benjamin's private space. Let me not even talk. So Benjamin would rather starve to buy snare than use that money to eat Chicken Republic. Now he just finished a tour with, what's his name? Forgotten this soul singer, PJ Morton. And there's no free gig. So imagine how many countries, imagine how much he has made. Over spend time increasing value. Because guess what? You can make enough money from music, you can invest in real estate. I hope I've...
So let me just add, like what he said about what we do with the money we make. I always tell people say, I'm not making enough. And there's this saying, it's not how much you make, it's what you do with what you make. Yeah. Brawali is here, he can testify. When I joined Rose of Sharon, my salary was 15,000 naira then. It was 2001, December 2001. 15,000 naira was my salary. I was the youngest at Rose of Sharon then. And guess what? It was about that time that they brought GSM. And they were asking musicians, buy GSM, mobile phone. They were selling SIM card for 35,000 naira then. The 35,000 naira we're talking about in dollars is about maybe like $300. You understand? So if you are earning 100,000 naira now, your 100,000 is less than $100. But then I was earning 15,000 naira. So that's almost like $200 per month. You understand? And guess what? They was going to sell GSM, mobile phone. I was like to myself, then when you buy a mobile phone, when you recharge, they will charge you when you call somebody. Yeah. And your credit expires after 7 days. Yes. Yeah, yes, it expires. And I told myself, who am I going to call? Who knows me in Lagos? Who is going to call me? Funny enough, they started a contribution, Ajo. And I did it. It was the morning, 10 or 12 months. It was that morning that I used to buy my first drum set. And guess what? That drum set opened so many doors. Oh, we need a drummer that needs drums, that has drums for a gig. Call Mike, he has drums. We need a drummer, we need drums for one event. Oh, he has drums, rent it. But I could as well spend that money on clothes, on shoes.
We're in trouble. By the way, while we were doing the Q&A, Victor Caro walked in. Ladies and